Welcome to Intuition Unlocked, the podcast empowering empathic women who feel misunderstood, overwhelmed, or disconnected from their intuition, begin to trust their sensitivities, find inner clarity, and show up with embodied, unstoppable confidence in their daily lives. I am your host, Olivia Ashley, an empath and intuitive, and I am so happy you're here. Hey there. Welcome back to Intuition Unlocked. It's Olivia, and to get you started for your week, I am going to be sharing what I intuitively channeled and got through the Akashic Records and the support of my guides for you all, this collective Intuition Unlocked, of what you really need to know for this week ahead. So we're going to keep it simple, high level, and by the end of this episode, you should know what you need to know this week, what to focus on to support you, and how you can work with this energy. So I'm curious how you're feeling, but what I am getting so far is this week isn't about pushing or achieving. It's about slowing down, taking stock, and noticing what lies beneath the surface. So are you ready to tune in and embrace a time of quiet transformation? It really does feel like you can recognize and harness the subtle shifts in your life this week, that you can nurture yourself and lean into self-care as a form of deeper integration. And there's a sense of this yearning and request for you to turn to peace and even some inspiration amidst whatever you're going through. It feels like we're in a lot of transition, a lot of change. That's what I'm going to talk about on Wednesday's episode, is just moving through change. And so how are you feeling? Do you feel this subtle? It's very subtle, this kind of sense to take a breath, slow down a little, maybe do some reflection, and just lean into the quieter parts of your life this week. Life can really feel like a constant push to accomplish and strive for more, but sometimes the most powerful transformation can happen in the stillness. So this week's energy really invites you to pause, reflect, and note where you are. And to dive deeper into the messages, when I ask what we need to know, I receive that the winds of change are blowing. The season is shifting. Us in the Northern Hemisphere, we have just shifted into fall. And I see and feel that nature, animals, the world is responding. And so are you? How are you feeling? You are not stagnant. I think we can often forget that we are not separate of nature, of the earth, of the seasons and the changes, and just kind of look at our life in the day-to-day within our homes, within our cars, within our daily routines. And yet we really are a seasonal, cyclical, spiralic being. And when we can start to really bring that into our life, that understanding, that welcoming, that we are constantly adjusting, we are growing, things are dying, we are rebirthing, we are adjusting, we're fine-tuning, and learning is always taking place in it all. We can really notice life in a different way. We can work with life in ourselves in a different way, and it can feel much more subtly supportive. So it feels like it's a moment of reprieve to take stock and ground into your life and your being. Like, again, I just feel this big, deep breath settling into our body and just taking care. So what can you focus on to support yourself this week? I really feel it's your body and your emotions. Self-care is extremely important this week. It is always. I'm such a big advocate of self-care. I think it's the most important thing that we should be doing. Self-care is like, right, how do we eat? How do we sleep? How do we have pleasure? How do we have fun? How are we feeling? Are we safe? Are we held? Are we nurtured? All those things is self-care. And so it might be a week to book a massage one night or early in the morning. Go get a haircut, maybe go to a yoga class or an exercise class, maybe go for a walk or a simple hike or read a book in the bath. Be cozy, tend to yourself in whatever way that looks like. It's a time to go inward, to notice what's sitting under the surface. Feels really important because we're moving through a lot. There's a lot underneath that we aren't even really consciously aware of, but that is subtly shifting. Again, tides are changing, the winds are blowing. There's just this it's not unease, but it's a sense of transition. And we aren't even really maybe aware that we're in that, but it's coming. We're kind of preparing in some sense for it. So I also got it's a time to investigate, to unearth, and begin to integrate within. You are so held and supported. Light a candle, say a prayer, and remember your power and purpose in this life. These subtle, even mundane moments are very important right now. They allow you the time to remember what's important, what's gotten cobwebbed up, what needs attention, and what needs letting go. So love up on you this week and tend to the loved ones around you too. They need some love as well. They need some tender care. Maybe take a sick day this week. Just be where you need to be and go slow. And so that's exactly what I got for how to work with this energy this week is take it slow. Don't push or force. Look at your to-do list and focus on the top things and know it's enough. Let yourself be enough. Let yourself be a little slower, more mindful, more in your heart. So how do you start to get more in your heart? How do you start to take more mindful, intentional moments for yourself when you're filling your water, when you're making your tea? Maybe change your routine a little. If you're usually a go, go, go right in the morning or right after work, can you take an intentional pause to just even take 2 breaths, count them, feel into your body? Make a intentional tea or coffee or bake a muffin, something just you don't normally do. It can be really simple or it could be more involved to just kind of reset, like you're doing it for yourself, something to nourish you. And while you do it or while you take that breath, set an intention to start your day or end your day to just reset. What do you want to be bringing in? What do you need more of? What is a focus that could feel really supportive or a word? Okay, and just say it in your mind, let it settle into your heart and just notice. Also notice the birds, the leaves blowing around, the stars, the moon, the ladybugs, right? We are all in this transition. You are in transition. So what still feels unseen and how can you bring a little bit more joy or inspiration and levity to your days this week? Okay. It's a week of deep inner integration, of giving yourself a little more tending and love and noticing the beauty and the changes around you. So get intentional, take a breath, go slow, bring a smile to your face and search for some peace and know you're so supported. I would love to hear if anything comes up this week that resonates from what you hear today. And I would love if this resonated for you to share with a friend or a sister that might enjoy this as well. And I hope you have a beautiful week and can find that inner stillness and slow down and take care. Thank you for joining me on Intuition Unlocked. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of insight, guidance, or intuitive inspiration. To dive deeper into our community and get access to exclusive content, head to my website at www.olivia-ashley.com and subscribe to my newsletter. You can also connect with me on Instagram at wildlyolivia for daily inspiration and updates. Remember, your intuition is your superpower. Trust it, nurture it, and let it guide you. Until next time, I'm Olivia Ashley, and I can't wait to connect with you again.